Today, Prince Ismail Aga Khan IV, the spiritual leader of Shia Ismaili Muslims, has been laid to rest in the burial site of Aswan in Egypt. His casket has been received by the mayor of Aswan and accompanied by his family members with the 50th spiritual leader of Ismaili Shia community around the globe, His Holiness, His Highness Prince Rahim Aga Khan V. The Aga Khan has been laid by his grandfather's grave in the holy site, which is celebrated around the globe as one of the pilgrimage site for the Ismaili Shia Muslims, which is situated in the city of Aswan in Egypt by the river Nile. If you watch the private burial and the reception of his casket, you will see that the city government has paid deep tribute to His Holiness the Aga Khan. Prince Karim Ismail Aga Khan is a visionary leader, a spiritual pathfinder, and a philanthropist, a billionaire, who paves the way of peace, prosperity, pluralism, and stability around the globe. His Holiness was only 20, a Harvard student when he was assigned as the spiritual leader of Shia Ismaili community around the globe by his grandfather, the Aga Khan III, and His Holiness took that position to bring sustainable change to the lives of millions of human beings around the globe. He has visited enormously almost every corner of the world where humanity is grieving, where humanity is degraded, maltreated, where he has seen a crisis. He was there. He is the chairperson and founder of AKDN, Aga Khan Development Network, which is a leading development agent in the world, recruiting more than 96,000 people. Prince Karim Aga Khan, and his name was Karim al-Husseini Aga Khan, the Aga Khan IV, born on 13th December 1936, and he left us on 4th of February 2025 in his residence in Lisbon, Portugal, surrounded by his family members. His Holiness was a symbol and is a symbol and will be a symbol of pluralism. He is an advocate of diversity, inclusion, accessibility, sustainable development, women empowerment, gender disparity reduction, and a man who promoted world peace, prosperity, stability around the globe. He inherited the Nizari imamate at the age of 20 upon the death of his grandfather, Aga Khan III. He was known as Maulana Hazar Imam by his Ismaili followers, and he is loved by millions of people around the globe, even who is not his spiritual children, means who are not the followers of Ismaili Shia belief system. He has become an epitome, a symbol of connection between the communities, between the broken nations, between the divided communities. He is a bridge builder, belovedly called by many world leaders. He is a billionaire who has invested his money for the development of people. Maulana Hazar Imam, he received his education in Geneva, Switzerland, and he is a man who paved the way for all of us, not only the Ismaili followers, but he is a bridge builder, a preacher of Islam, a da'i who has preached the peaceful messages of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, as he is a direct descendant of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he has truly paved the path of peace and stability. He has bridged the gap between the non-believers and believers. He is the one who promoted the peaceful version of Islam, and he made it possible for all of the Muslim Islamic believers, Muslims, to be accepted by the non-believers when Islamophobia has become a growing challenge in front of the Muslims around the globe. And he believed and lived a life of example through his work and his dedication to humanity. He has contributed Islamic world and non-Islamic world through his philanthropic work and his message of peaceful coexistence and cohabitation of the communities. And he is belovedly called as the master, the pathfinder of pluralism, who promoted pluralism around the globe to bridge the gaps between the communities, to bring the voices which are unheard. He allows people who has not been reached to come into global stage. He helped people to gain the freedom, the trust in them through empowering them by his work and continuous, restless contribution in the development of human life. He has established Aga Khan Development Network, the AKDN, which is a group of development agencies like include the Aga Khan Health Services, Aga Khan Schools, the Aga Khan Agency for Microfinance, the Aga Khan Foundation, Aga Khan Agency for Habitat, Aga Khan University, two universities, one in Pakistan and another is University of Central Asia, and he has also initiated Aga Khan Award for Architecture, Historic Sites Program, Aga Khan Music Program and Awards, Aga Khan Museum, Aga Khan Program for Islamic Architecture, which is based in the Harvard University and MIT. He has established Aga Khan Fund for Economic Development, which is a development agency dedicated to promoting entrepreneurship and building economically sound enterprises in the developing world, often in the countries that lack sufficient foreign direct investment. His work covers many countries around the globe, and his followers believed in his work, and they developed themselves while they are restlessly contributing in the development of millions of people who are living in Central Asia, Middle East, South Asia, Sub-Saharan Africa, Europe and North America. More than in 35 countries. His network is working relentlessly to ensure development of human lives. The IKDN is working in the field of early childhood development, education, health, environment and climate change, agriculture and food security, civil society development, disaster preparedness and response, habitat planning and improvement, enterprise development, financial inclusion, hospitality and tourism, industrial development, infrastructure development, media, architecture, historic sites, revival, museum and music. He has initiated the Aga Khan Award for Architecture to ensure sustainable architecture in the world, to make the world a livable world. And he has left a legacy of sustainable development and empowerment of poor people around the globe. The Aga Khan's private memorial has taken place in Lisbon, Portugal, with the presence of the Jamaat members, his family members, the high officials and the dignitaries, attended by his beloved friend Justin Trudeau and several heads of states and state dignitaries from around the globe. And the new Imam, Prince Rahim Aga Khan, is also a visionary leader who is committed to bring change in the lives of millions of people around the globe. The Prince Aga Khan has been bestowed the title His Highness by the British royal family, the Queen Elizabeth II, in 1956. This is a symbol of acknowledgement for his commitment to the continuous effort, restless effort towards the development of human lives around the globe. I am quoting some comments upon his death by the world leaders, how they react to the death of Prince Ismail Aga Khan. He has not only touched the hearts of his followers, but he has invested his whole life for the development of people in every human emergencies, from the expelling of his followers by Idi Amin of Uganda to the terrible hurricane attack on various coasts by the Pacific Ocean. Everywhere he responded with his wealth and presence and his kindness to every emergency where he sees humanity is suffering. I am quoting some of the comments of world leaders upon his death, how they mourn and how his legacy will be celebrated around the globe is reflected in the comments of the world leaders. William Ruto, President of Kenya, says, I quote, "He was an extraordinary leader who went beyond what seemed impossible to help the vulnerable through his charities in hospitals and schools." Amin Mauji, diplomatic representative of the Aga Khan Development Network, I quote, "As we honor the legacy of our founder, Prince Karim Aga Khan, we continue to work with our partners to improve the quality of life for individuals and communities across the world as he wished, irrespective of their religious affiliations." Charles Peter Maiga, Katikiro of Buganda Kingdom. The Kingdom of Buganda has cordial relations with the Ismaili community. His Majesty Kabaka Ronald Mutebi too has known the late Prince Al-Husseini for years. We appreciate the Aga Khan's humanness, extending significant social services and economic initiatives in Uganda and worldwide. Narendra Modi, Prime Minister of India. He was a visionary who dedicated his life to service and spirituality. His contributions in areas like health, education, rural development, and women empowerment will continue to inspire several people. I will always cherish my interactions with him. Excuse me. Musalia Mudavadi, Prime Cabinet Secretary of Kenya. As the founder and chairman of the Aga Khan Development Network and the 49th hereditary Imam of the Shia Ismaili Muslims, he was a visionary leader whose partnership with Kenya greatly shaped our development journey. Justin Trudeau, Prime Minister of Canada, I quote, "The Aga Khan devoted his life to peace and prosperity for all. He worked across continents and cultures to resolve the world's greatest humanitarian challenges: poverty, education, gender inequality. He was an extraordinary man of vision." Raila Odinga, ex-Prime Minister of Kenya. His death is a heavy blow to the community of good deeds, compassionate humanitarianism, and works of faith. Kenya has benefited significantly from Aga Khan's works and investment in human welfare, which will certainly live long since he is gone. Antonio Guterres, Secretary General of the United Nations. I quote, "He was a symbol of peace, tolerance, and compassion in our troubled world." The Aga Khan's leadership extended beyond his role as the Imam of the Shia Ismaili Muslims. He was a bridge builder between cultures and faiths. Amama Mbabazi, ex-Prime Minister of Kenya, Uganda. I quote, "In Uganda, his contributions to energy, finance, and other areas like tourism and media, which is innumerable." Samia Suluhu, President of Tanzania. We join in mourning the loss of a great leader and a visionary whose work has touched and changed the lives of millions of people around the world. Inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un. Nobel laureate Malala Yousafzai. I pass on my deepest condolences to His Highness Prince Karim Aga Khan's family and loved ones. His legacy will continue to live on through the incredible work he led for education, health, and development around the world. The Prince has been covered around the globe, not only for his position as a world celebrity, but as a man who has contributed enormously in the development of human life. And the Prince has contributed people's life not only by providing services for the development of the people, at the same time to keep them happy. He has provided his voice, his mind-blowing preaching and teachings of peaceful coexistence, and he is the one who paved the way of peaceful coexistence of communities living side by side, having differences. So he always promotes dialogue between the faiths and friction of beliefs. He never allows division to take place upon coexistence. Earlier I said that he was only 20-year-old student of Islamic history at the Harvard University when he has been conferred the imamate. The same year, 1956, he has been conferred as non-hereditary title of His Highness by Queen Elizabeth II, a reflection of the close ties between the two dynasties bonded in a shared fascination with not only fine horses but also the shared vision of human development, as the two dynasties believe in empowerment of people through development work, through empowerment, through peaceful coexistence, through bringing stability in a troubled world. And he has been nominated by his grandfather Sultan Muhammad Shah Aga Khan III, and he is a young man, which is mentioned by his grandfather, who has been brought up and developed during recent years and in the midst of the new age, and who brings a new outlook on life to his office. But his life is not without challenges. The prince has offered peaceful solution to many crises in his life, like in 1972, the Ugandan dictator Idi Amin has decided to expel Asians, and the Aga Khan has offered a peaceful solution to this problem with the help of the Canadian government. He has confronted problems in Tajikistan when Soviet Russia has collapsed, and he brought solution to that crisis too. The Aga Khan and his family members, all the princes, all the family members are hardworking people who is always ready to work with the people and to contribute to the problems existing in the communities. He is a traveler who has traveled every corner of the world to see, not only to see the development of his projects, but also to grant see to his followers, not only to see his followers, but also to see the development of human lives, as he always visioned to see the upliftment of the communities around the globe. And that's why he is widely recognized as a man, a visionary leader who proposed holistic development in the most impoverished regions globally. He always put emphasis to mainstream the marginalized communities. He always aims to improve the lives of people, regardless of their religion, ethnicity, or gender. He has contributed in the sectors of education by establishing Aga Khan schools, Aga Khan University in Pakistan and in Central Asia. He is the man who always stands for pluralism, as he believed in tolerance and inclusion through the programs of Aga Khan Development Network, through his preaching, through his lectures. The Prince has not only worked for the development of human lives, but also he is the one who establishes faith in human by bridging the divided communities. Peaceful negotiations through his speeches, through his spiritual preaching, and he establishes Global Center for Pluralism, emphasizing the importance of recognizing and valuing different cultures, faiths, and perspectives in a globalized world, particularly highlighting the need for pluralistic education to foster peace and development across diverse societies. The main messages of his ideals of pluralism is philosophical advocacy. He consistently emphasizes the importance of pluralism as a core value for a stable and progressive society, arguing that embracing diversity is essential for addressing global challenges. If his belief is, if we cannot talk, if we cannot accept the diversity, the difference, we cannot, we must not, we will not be able to live in peace side by side. And through his Global Center of Pluralism, he gives a shape to this ideal of pluralism, to make it an agenda on our daily lives, in our political changes and agenda, and to make it happen through our practical work. The Aga Khan is no more, but his legacy, his messages, his clear positioning for pluralism, for peace, for prosperity, for inclusion, for accessibility, for sustainable development, for women empowerment, for the reduction of poverty and gender inequality will be guiding light for all of us around the globe who believe in peaceful coexistence, who believe in bridging between the communities, who believe in dialogue over division, discussion over leaving the table. Let's live with the ideals of Prince Ismail Aga Khan the Fourth. May Allah grant him Jannah. Thank you very much.